Hey game fans, it's Roberto here doing another unboxing, and this time it is of Catalyst Games Battletech Alpha Strike box set. And basically, this is pretty much all you need for two players to start playing Battletech Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike is the streamlined version of Battletech that basically is, I don't know how streamlined it is, but it's a quicker style of play. So I think it's meant for like an hour to 90 minutes games, as opposed to the standard Battletech, which was can take you an entire Saturday afternoon if depending on your point value. But anyways, this box set's awesome looking. It's got a ton of mechs just on the cover, just tearing into each other. I think there's a ton of mechs inside of this box. I want to say this came out around Christmas 2022. That's probably when I got it and just haven't opened it yet. On the side here, we have Battletech Alpha Strike, Catalyst Games, picture of one of the more popular mechs, and then Battletech Alpha Strike. Then on the back, you got the contents of the box, and it says Clashing Armies. Got a little bit of info, but yeah, this thing looks jam-packed. I was super pleased with all the box sets I've picked up from Battletech so far. I've had a lot of fun playing some games of it, and I was not going to pass up on this. If I didn't really like the Alpha Strike rules, which I don't know, I really haven't played them yet, I'd still want all the mechs inside of this box just so I could add them to my Battletech collection. So anyways, it says, the calm line ablaze with determination, an army of war-forged metal titans on the heights, the enemy entrenched in the valley below, weapons charged and loaded. Then you give the order. An army surged towards each other's banners, streaming as lasers, autocannons, and missiles sear and shatter. Will your star-spanning empire win the day? Only you will decide. In the 32nd century, for a millennia, mankind has waged wars across thousands of worlds in a human-occupied space. The great houses, the clans, the periphery, a myriad of star empires claiming ascendance as others wane or fall. They martial mech warriors who owe them fealty, each one the master of a towering avatar of destruction, the battle mech. You are given command of these modern-day knights dropped onto a battlefield. Use your wits with acumen to bring victory or end up the casualty on a forgotten world. Battletech is the world's greatest armored combat game. And in Alpha Strike, you take command of large-scale engagements with tabletop miniatures, gameplay designed for the modern wargamer. Inside includes everything you need to start tossing dice and charging towards the enemy on your gaming table. So yeah, it looks like there's a ton of stuff in here. Lots of mechs, starter rules, a little primer, hopefully some fluff to get you immersed in the game and in the world. But yeah, this cover alone is just really cool. You just see nothing but lasers and mechs everywhere. That's what you want to be a part of when you're in Battletech. You just big robots stomping and crushing each other, shooting pilots, one-shotting them when you're about to die, killing your opponent. It's really cool, man. Like, I wanted to play, like, I remember seeing Battletech back in the 80s and in the bookstores, like back in the Walden Books or wherever I was at the time, and I never got into it, but I do remember it being everywhere. Now I'm a little older, and have played a ton of different games. I thought I'd give it a shot, and I was not disappointed. It was very cool. The only thing is, the game of armored combat is kind of slow. Like, if you know what you're getting into, it's just awesome. But like, compared to some of the games nowadays, it's definitely a throwback. So I'm interested to see how this plays. The one thing I know that I really like about the other one is how crunchy it is when it comes to damage. Like when you're doing damage, it reminded me of War Machine, where you're knocking off body parts and stuff like that, or of the mech. But anyways, looks like you get what I thought was one of the cooler things packed into each of the box sets, and this is a little novella of just the background, giving you immersed in whatever setting you're going to play. This is called Chaos Theory, right there, and then you can, and looks like you got an atlas right on the front of some sort. Best laid plans on what you should have been: a simple shoot and scout recon mission in the thick of the jungles of the planet Calf. Kevin Street and the famed Northwind Highlander mercenaries under his command encounter a much different foe than the Capellians they were expecting. Star Commander Aaron Helmer leads a star of Jade Falcon mech warriors, fierce fighters that find themselves attacked by Inner Sphere mercenaries while guarding a communications outpost in the jungle. But Helmer and her people know how to make the Highlanders pay for their audacity. 2 units of powerful, fearsome warriors in the deadliest war machine ever created, battle mechs, each facing an equally determined foe. Which side will prevail? See, that's pretty cool. I got a lot of information there. From what little I know from the box sets that I've played, the little information I've gathered in the animated series, the Jade Falcon were clan mechs. So if that matches up, then this might be during the clan era or after it. But pretty cool. So they were kind of like the bad guys on the cartoon. So just getting a different version of them here. I don't know. There's tons of lore. The game's been around since the 80s, and there's tons of novels. So pretty cool. So it looks like you get the author, Chaos Theory, and I want to say the last one even had a picture of the mechs that were in here, but no, not in this one. But anyways, I'm digging it. Then you can see this is just awesome. So you have a whole box of robots, man. What is pre-assembled miniatures that if you read the rules, you can pop this on the table the same day. There's nothing stopping you. You don't got to assemble anything. This is open it up, read the quick start rules if they're included or whatever rules they have, and get going. Even with the game of Armored Combat, I got this with the starter box, the 2-player starter. The rules weren't so difficult that you couldn't get it onto the table. There are a lot of rules. There's a lot of minutia, but like you don't need all of them to play. And even when you get the full rule books, it's like choose your own adventure, pick however you want to play. But this looks awesome. Very, very happy. So let's see. It looks like we have a whole bunch of pilot cards. These are pretty cool because you can add them to your army, and they give you they're double-sided to give you a little bit of lore and special characters from like the history of Battletech, from like the worlds, and basically the pilots have special abilities. I'm not sure if you can use them in both Alpha Strike and your game of Armored Combat, but they are usable one way or the other, and I think that's pretty cool. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they're all double-sided, so you get different flavor for each of the mechs. Yeah, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. For each of the mechs, a couple different pilots, so depending on if you wanted to add them to whatever faction you're playing, there's rules for everything. Pretty cool. Got some old bones in here, just generic white and black bones, but classic for the game of what do you call it, the game of Armored Combat. I would say, yeah, this is the classic way to go. But this is like your streamlined, updated version of the game. You would think they would have given you at least some colored dice to spice it up just a little. So a point off for that. But you know, at least they included some dice. So if you didn't have any, you're good to go. So I like that. You open the box and everything you need is in here. So we got a Warhawk T. That's pretty cool. And then even these, even the cards here. So these are like the ability cards for Alpha Strike, for your character or your mech cards. They're double-sided, so you got two different variants of how to play. In a game of Armored Combat, you can pretty much make your loadout any way you want it, as long as you're filling in whatever boundaries of your player game is, however many points you're playing. But so I don't know if you can make custom mechs in Alpha Strike. I have to find out in the full rulebook. But I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, if I just want to get the game onto the table, I'd grab a handful of these cards, make a team, and then just start chucking dice. I think that's what the way they want this game to be played, you know. What do we got? Warhammer. Oh, that's cool. I know I didn't have one of him. I had an Atlas, but now I have an Atlas, and another Atlas, and a Warhammer, and an Archer. That's pretty cool. It's a variant Archer from the one I have. Wraith. So like this is two cards stuck together. Got a Wraith. Double-sided. I like the paint jobs. When I was painting mine up, I was kind of just copying some of the cards just so I could have a couple of different from a couple of different factions, just so you know, I want my mechs to look like they're from the world. I like being immersed in whatever game world I'm playing in. So here we go. We got the Blackjack, and that thing looks like it's pretty cool. It looks like it's a lighter mech. The Locust. These are pretty fast. Let's see. This thing's just gonna outpace your own army and get shot off the board. And a Wasp. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I had a Wasp, so that's neat. I'm reading some of the early novels as well, and Wasp is one of the battle mechs that's in there, so that's cool. Some more cards. So these are things that I have not seen before. Alpha Strike Battlefield Support. I did not remember getting any of these in any of my previous boxes. This says it's a sniper, artillery support, so I'm not sure how this works, if there's a token for it or if it's just a card. Sniper, they all got the same stats, looks like it. Thumper, it's pretty cool. I want to say the Mercenary Kickstarter just ended, and there were introducing plastic versions of the ground vehicles that weren't mechs, like tanks and cars and stuff like that. So I got the Pledge Manager, so I'll have to put some money in so I can get my starter box of that. Thumper, Heavy Bombing. Not sure how these works, but it looks like it just adds something to your game. So Heavy Bombing. Battlefield Support Rules. Oh, here you go. Here's the whole card of what you need to actually field this stuff, probably. Before play begins, determine the amount of BSPs each player will have for the scenario. Extraction raids, 5 BSPs. Objective raids, 12 BSPs. And then a couple other rules, but I'm guessing the number in the top left corner is the battle support points that you get to use. So cool. Looks straightforward enough. Now let's see what these mechs look like. looks like a crab, but I don't think it's a crab. I didn't really didn't read the card. What else do we got? Okay. This guy looks cool. Look at that. Just no arms, just lasers. Or no, he does have some fists. Okay. Now this guy's, he's just got 2 arm cannons. So this, just looking at these makes me want to go pop on my DVD of Robot Jocks as I read the book in the at the same time. Look at this guy. That's just cool. Like, I won't say these are the most detailed miniatures ever, but pre-assembled, and there is detail there. Like, you just hit it with a dry brush and that sucker pops out. You'll know when you start painting that they're a little more difficult than they look, because I'm just like, just some armor. But weathering like tanks and mechs is different than painting like Dungeons and Dragons characters. It's just a little different skill. So I found it to be a little different, a lot different than what I'm normally painting. So that's pretty cool. Here we go. Locust. This dude's fast. This guy looks cool. I don't know what he is, but he really reminds me of like an old Robotech mech, just from the antennas on top. He's got a couple, like, I like everything about that I'm seeing here. This guy looks awesome. Oh yeah, they're really hitting some. I like both mechs. I like the mechs that look like, just straight up tanks with just big guns on them, and I like your what do you call it? Your classic, like Gundam style, or this was more Macross style of mech. So awesome. And here's your most classic Battletech mech ever, just other than the Wasp, or not the Wasp, the Locust, they're like the Timberwolf. So this is I just remember, it's burned into my brain, seeing the video games and the box and the books on the shelves, and just this mech just firing stuff or looking beat up. It's just classic stuff. There's another classic Battletech mech. Man, they were playing all the hits for this box set. What's this guy called? Let's see. Not the Hawk. The Wraith. The Wraith was the one I was just looking at. That looked really cool with the antennas. Oh, the Archer. This is an Archer. So very cool. I painted one of these because I got like the greatest like pilots box set, and I was trying to paint it like it, and it was a little more difficult than I thought. I don't know, like, just so used to painting Warhammer style stuff and little dudes, when it's just like little mechs. It's like, I'm sure there's some cheats that I just don't know, so just got to work on it a little bit more. And I only like to paint like certain projects when I'm really in the mood to paint them. Otherwise, I don't think I'd do a good job. This guy looks awesome. It's just a heavy looking mech. What is this guy's name? To look this up. It's not the Warhammer, I don't think. Pouncer. Is that the Pouncer? No. This is the Warhawk T. Pretty sure. Right? Yeah. Pretty sure it's the Warhawk T. That's cool. I'm pretty sure this is the Warhammer. Right? Just a big old... Man, they were playing all the hits in this one. Because... saving everybody's... mostly everybody's favorite. The big boy himself. And you get an Atlas in here. This is pretty cool. Because, like... I was buying blind boxes trying to get an Atlas. I ended up... I don't think I got like one of the variant Atlases, but I wanted one of these, just the one with just a fist and cannon coming out of the chest and stuff like that. So just super cool. And look how big it is when you put it next to one of the smaller mechs. The thing is a monster. Like it's gonna wreck face for sure. These little guys they can only hope to just, you know, get lucky and shoot it in the head, hope for the best with the crit. But yeah, I don't think that's how it's gonna roll most games. So, and then there's still like, just pop that off, and there's just a lot more in here. So this makes me very happy. Got a primer. Look at that. Another cool piece of art. I love it. Like, I don't know if this is new. I don't know if they went into the archives, but they got 30 years worth of art. Why reuse the same image more than once? So even on the back, looks like you got some combat in the 32nd century. And the universe is just so cool. It's very different than what I thought it would be, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking it was going to be, but there's this like all these factions, and they're pretty much just at each other's throats. And then it's like there's all these different eras, and you can play in any of the eras depending on which era you play in. There's different tech and different mechs. Some of them aren't available, and then like when the clans were introduced, and the stuff they brought was just so much stronger. And that's all I know. Like there's only a couple eras that I even know about, and there's like so many in here. It's like 7 or 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and depending on which year you play in, it's like the tech was different. So it's pretty cool. The world is broken up. The different factions. You can pick a faction and paint your mechs up that way, but I don't think there's any boon for just being like House Kurita or House Davion. It's just color scheme. Like pretty sure they're all the same. I don't know if one of the books gives them special abilities or special options for their mechs, but just in the core books, I don't think it's there. Like for the books that come in the boxes, because that's pretty much what I got. And I got like a bunch of PDFs off of like a Humble Bundle, which is pretty cool. But there's just so much content in the boxes. I never even like. This is just awesome. Like look at that mech, and then look at the pilots or the movers and shakers. Just like if it's not a pilot, it's a political figure, and it's just cool. That's what I mean. They got like all these years of art to pull from all the things. There might be some new stuff in here. I don't know. It's like I'm pretty new to the whole Battletech scene. Anyway, just got into it like last year. So, but a lot of fun. And yeah, the Jade Falcon. You know, just your don't you refuse my pachal, you know. You watch the cartoon or whatever. That's pretty just fun stuff, man. Clan Sea Fox, Clan Hell's Horses, the Raven Alliance. It's just all, it's great. And like I said, the novels too. Like it's like I've read about 3 of them, and I was just like, man, they're really good. Like it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot to sink your teeth into. The quick start rules. It's a bit of a heavy quick start rule. What do we got here? Looks like 29 pages. Like honestly, I thought the rules for the game of Armored Combat was a little heavy, but I found if you just put it on the table and just started following along, it wasn't that bad. You and someone else can figure it out. Like I was just reading it, trying to read it, and trying to retain information, and it just was reading like a bland text. You know, I thought I was just I was studying for the bar or something. I was like, man, I don't know what's going on here. Even watching videos, it's like it didn't click for me, and so I just put it on the table, just kept the rules handy, and just started chucking dice. And I think the normal game plays like that. So what do we got here? We got a clan, So that's cool. Inner Sphere versus the clans. Yeah, so the Inner Sphere were the factions that stayed in the Inner Sphere all these years, and the clans like disappeared and came back with like super advanced tech and just wrecked face. So when you fight like in the clan wars, it's like you use way more Inner Sphere mechs to take on the clans because the clans are just that much better. Their tech is just 2 to 3 times better than the normal stuff. But anyways, it's got all the rules, or most of the rules. These are just the quick start rules, so I don't know how heavy it is, but I don't even know if it plays on a grid. I think this is actually measuring it, because the other one was just on grids, and I thought that was pretty fun. Just slap the map on the table. This, I think, plays closer to a standard skirmish war game, where it looks like there's some inches being measured, determine and apply damage. Looks like there's like miniature buildings and stuff. That's kind of fun. I think that aesthetic will be very pleasing. That's something very different than the other one, where you just put the colored maps, which are awesome. Like just having little robots on the table. I don't care what you're playing. It's just gonna be a good time. And you're blowing each other's stuff up. It's just fun. But I'm a visual person, so if I got like a terrain set going, I think it'll be really cool. Battlefield support, play the scenario. Clash of Steel. I just got the one. Looks like it. Formations. Some really cool looking mech there. So this probably tells you how to build your army. Or the different lances. It's what they call like the groups of mechs. So that's cool. All right, look at this. Got a bunch of foldable buildings. So whole box of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm assuming it's 15. I don't know. Maybe some of them go together. Maybe it's less than 15, but that was cool. Heavy duty quick rules, or just, reference, which I like that. Just on cardboard, just a nice one. I like that. Oh, we got some more terrain, some trees, and some objective markers. Everything about this I like. What do we got? Sprint. Oh, so we got letting you know some statuses are right on there. So yeah, it's tops on the bottom of here, so that's pretty cool. They make some cool stuff. My favorite cards came from tops, like Mars Attacks, and what was the other one? The dinosaur one. I forget, but that was cool. That was cool too. Very bloody. And Jurassic Park cards and stuff like that. So they make sports cards too, I'm sure. But like I liked all the nerd stuff that they put out. So this box set looks awesome. And I have my buddy for Christmas also got me. This was a clan box, but you'll see, like, if you wanted to add to the already stacked amount of miniatures that come in this base box, you could pick up 1 or 2 of any of these boxes. Basically, just get what you think looks cool. And this was the clan ad hoc star, and this one had a variant of the Atlas, which was like a polar bear. I think it was called. Let's see. Innovative Commander works with the tools at hand to unleash victory. The ad hoc star's unusual combination of mechs requires the commander to stretch their skills to new levels of battle acumen. Unleash the clan ad hoc star on your enemies. The Kodiak, Fire Falcon, Hellion, Howler, and Pack Hunter. No assembly required. like that. Plus 5 Alpha Strike cards. So see, that's what I mean. They're for whatever you need them for. Like you wanna add them to your Game of Armored Combat. You wanna play them in Alpha Strike. They come with the Alpha Strike card, so I like that. Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's one of the images I'm thinking of. Just when you have just one of these big old Timberwolf. I think it's a dire wolf there, but looking mechs. So that's really cool. Put that off to the side real quick. And 5 more mechs to add to your collection. And look at this guy. Just looks awesome. It's like every one of them, you're like, oh, you know what? I think you have a favorite right away when you look at the box, but then you pull out the other ones and you're like, you know what? They all look cool. Like this guy looks awesome. He just has a giant railgun on his shoulder. This is not a locust. This is a Firefox, so it's a clan locust basically. And then is one of the Kodiak, big old bear mech. So, and he's just got some claws. Let's see how big he is compared to the. See, he looks a little bit wider than the Atlas, but he'll probably get right in there. And these come with a stack of cards, which I believe it's the Alpha Strike cards, and the so there's the Kodiak double-sided, and then some pilot cards. Who pilots the Kodiak? You can get Bria Snuka or Tamin Girdle. And Bria Snuka was from Clan Ghost Bear, and Tamin Girdle was also from Clan Ghost Bear. So it's looking like the Kodiak's gonna be Clan Ghost Bear. You like it or not? Well, if you use the pilot card, it doesn't have to. You create your own pilot if you want. In the Game of Armored Combat, Mio Radic, what a name, and he's in Clan Wolf and he's in Exile. Oh man, Pack Hunter, very cool. I want to say I had a Firefox already, and that's the way I painted him, with kind of the falcon with a little bit of pink fluorescent color with the green and yellow. So awesome. And I was a huge fan of like just FASA back in the day with Shadowrun. So if you didn't even want to play this game the traditional way, you could pick up a copy of MechWarrior. You could pick up a copy of MechWarrior online somewhere or whatever. But back in the day, you could go to a bookstore and just get a FASA 2nd edition Battletech the role-playing game, and this is just a treat, feast for the eyes if you can pick it up. And the cover alone, just you're in the cockpit, because you would just play as a MechWarrior in here, and it's mostly black and white, these old school RPGs, but it's pretty. I was thrown aback when I looked at this book at first, because I was like, oh, it has like combat for being a mech warrior, like one of the pilots. But if you're gonna do actual mech combat, you're just playing straight up BattleTech. So you need to have some rules for BattleTech, but then it's up to your GM to run the game. So the GM will be playing pretty much all the opposition, as the party members will be playing their mechs against the GM, which is pretty cool. There are some colored pages in these old FASA books, and that was a bounty hunter. You gotta see some of these. Look at that. The grizzled veteran. Who was the other one? The hot shot. Wow. They look great. Oh yeah, here we go. The hulking brute and the house regular. So you get a little flavor as to what's going on in the Battletech universe. You see basically how some of the characters would dress. The scoundrel, the technophile. It's very like late 80s, early 90s sci-fi. So I love it. But, you know, that's what I grew up on. So if you don't like the way it looks, I get it. Oh, man. The young noble and the primary mech warrior. You just got to see like the like those clan juiced up characters. What do we got here? No, I'm missing the page. Oh, here we go. Here's what I want to see. The elementals. These are like super juiced mutant soldiers that pretty much are in their own, like, just not giant mechs, but like body armor that fight against the mechs. Like a squad of these elementals will be just jumping on mechs, beating them down, which is pretty cool. The clan pilot, look at this guy, looks straight out of like anime. He's got a giant head. I'm pretty sure he's probably like a new type or something, has some sort of mental powers. Free trader and a scout. Yeah, they have characters in here that actually aren't mech pilots too, so that's pretty cool. Just straight up tech. So yeah, if you just wanted to play in the, get on the ground and play in the actual Battletech world, MechWarrior lets you do it. So they have an updated version of it. The rules are different, but this is the classic one that people said was pretty good, so I picked it up. Anyways, just thought I'd share. If you really want to get as immersed as you possibly can in Battletech, you read the novellas, pick up a box set, get a little booster box. Hell, you can even get singles, and you might get lucky and get like a Kodiak or something. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of Alpha Strike. Do you like it more or less than the game of Armored Combat? Did you pick up the new 2-player starter, which looked really cool because it looks like it's just like a game show or something. That's like a Target exclusive, I believe. I'm gonna have to pick that up just for the contents of the box. It's just like 2 mechs. It's not that bad. I think it's $20 or something. But yeah, I am stoked about reading all the content here and just getting it on the table. I love it, even without playing it yet. Alpha Strike, that is. I know it'll be fun. If it's I'm hoping I like it as much as the normal game. The normal game just takes so long. Like, nobody wants to play that with me other than one buddy who doesn't live close, so I only play like during the holidays with them. But if this plays like pretty snappy, pretty fast, I'll probably be able to get it on table and get bring some family members in to play. And in the meantime, I can paint all this stuff and have a good time that way. Read all the lore. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next time.